as you may have heard, LG Mobile is not in a great place right now. The future of the Korean firm's mobile division is uncertain, with anything from a significant restructuring to a sell-off reportedly being on the table. LG has said it's open to all possibilities, and so it follows that one of those possibilities is a situation where LG no longer sells smartphones. That would be a natural endpoint for a division that's been losing money for more than half a decade, despite multiple attempted restarts under different executive leadership. Equally though, based on its current earnings, the company could very easily afford to continue propping up its mobile arm. However, the tone of things seems different this time around, with talk of employees being moved permanently to other divisions or potentially even laid off. If this really is the end for LG Mobile though, it won't be because it spent the past 6 years producing bad products. Although recent efforts like the LG Wing and Velvet were not exactly great, LG's back catalogue contains some devices that were really fantastic for their time. For every Optimus View or LG Rolling Bot, there was at least one G6 or V30, competent phones that did pretty much everything really well and were actually worth the money. Many factors have contributed to the stagnation of LG's mobile arm over the years. It's never had the retail presence or carrier influence enjoyed by local rival Samsung, especially internationally. Its software track record has been pretty dire, especially around major Android updates and design in general, where its Android skin has basically become a copycat of Samsung's One UI over the past year. The awkwardly shoehorned ThinQ branding, which was finally retired in 2020, likely didn't help things either. But one more central problem through the past decade has been LG's itchy trigger finger when it comes to throwing stuff at the wall, and lack of follow-through when it finds things that do actually stick. The LG G5 was the first mainstream phone with an ultra-wide camera, but a couple of years later it was overtaken by Samsung. It introduced the first creator-centric phone for videographers with the V series, but failed to keep pace with the likes of Apple and Huawei, who soon had it beaten in terms of optics and video processing. More importantly, over the past year, LG has allowed important smartphone trends like high refresh rate displays and super telephoto cameras to pass it by. 2020's LG V60 lacked both of these features, making it very difficult for the device to compete with Samsung's Galaxy S20 series, and by the time the G series successor, the LG Velvet, emerged in the summer, it looked mediocre and just a little bit dull compared to mid-rangers from the likes of OnePlus, even though it did pack LG's best looking phone design yet. And even the experimental LG Wing, which I loved for its audacity if nothing else, fell short when considered as an overall package because, for $1,000, it was lacking a lot of those table stakes features like a faster refresh rate and a telephoto camera. Much of the mid-2010s saw LG flailing between various ill-advised gimmicks. The G5 used that poorly implemented modular system of LG Friends, which quickly crashed and burned. And the G Flex series served as a neat tech demo for flexible OLED, but was inferior in just about every other way compared to flat phones of the time. And the ticker tape display of the LG V20, an early precursor to the display cutouts that many phones have today, had promise, but it was underutilized, struggled to justify its presence, and once again LG just didn't stick with it. And while its recent fixation with dual display add-ons produced some interesting products, the technical limitation of these things stood in the way of a possible move to 90 or 120Hz displays, making its higher-end models look old hat next to Samsung and many others. In the market as a whole, having one fast screen was generally seen as better than two slow ones. Now, as much as I'm glad the LG Explorer project for new and weird form factors exists, the reception of the LG Wing shows that it could just be yet another outlet for half-baked ideas that do LG's brand no favours. Fans of weird phones, like me, can hope for the upcoming LG Rollable to make a better impression, but I'm not holding my breath just yet. Much like HTC, which has now, for all intents and purposes, stopped selling phones in any meaningful way, when LG came across some new innovation that worked, it was the competitors that ran with them and eventually found success. So even if the Rollable is a runaway, or I guess rollaway success, will it really be remembered as an LG innovation, or more likely, will the idea be scaled and perfected by Samsung, Xiaomi, or whoever else? LG can make great phones when it wants to, and the smartphone market is richer for LG's involvement. But if this really is the end for LG Mobile, it won't be for lack of second chances, nor opportunities to build on its many genuine innovations over the years. That's it for now. Let us know what you think of LG's changing fortunes down in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss all of our future coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.